Welcome to Python Labs. In this video, I am going to cover how to search some good data for data science and analytics or even machine learning, and how to convert the data that might come in different formats, and how to import the data into Visual Studio Code. So to answer the first question, where to download some good data for data science and for machine learning, I strongly suggest to look at the top three, which is the top three pick of my choice. Number one, which is UCI Machine Learning Data Repository. This is actually, I strongly suggest to go with this one first, because if you look at this website, it has some amazing data sets, which is like popular, and also the latest data set that you can work, for example, for human activity recognition and fungi recognition, some landmines. There's quite a lot of data sets. If you click on search more new data sets, you can go there and you can start looking into some new data sets as well. So there's a lot of data sets available there. So I strongly suggest you to look into this website as the number one pick. If you don't find the suitable data set for your domain of research or project, so then you can start looking into Google data search, or you may look into the Kaggle. And there are some other platforms as well, other websites such as World Bank Open Data. There is OpenML Machine Learning Lab and many more. There's a very nice link as well. They have more than 65 open source data suggestions. I will provide you all these links in the description. So these are some of the repositories where you can find some really good data sets. So I hope that answered the first question, where to get some good data sources. Now let's go into the second question of today's video. That is, what if the data is in different format? For example, if you are trying to download the data and you find the data is in .data format or .json format or .xml, .txt, in different formats, and how would you like to convert it into CSV, and then how would you like to import or read the data into our Visual Studio Code? So this question can be easily answered. I will try to do right now with two real examples. So for today's lab, I will try to download two different data sources. One is called Predict Students Dropout on Academic Success from the UCI library. And also the second one is from the diabetes dataset. This is also from UCI repository. So which is basically these two data sources, the predicting students dropout and academic success, why students are dropping out from their studies, and what are the successful factors for them, for students. So if you click on download, and the same thing, if you go to the diabetes dataset, it's also one of the new datasets. And if you click on download, so I have already downloaded these data sources, as you can see here. So the first data source, once you unzip, what you will find is you will find data.csv file. Now you may be thinking that the data is already in CSV file, but if you double click on this data.csv file, you may find that the data is something like this. Basically, they are column separated data. But for us to perform data science and machine learning tasks in Visual Studio Code, this cannot be handled as is. We need to convert it, it's to into a certain format. It is always better, so that it is easy for us to conduct our experiments and so on. So the question is, how do we do that? So the way we can do when to convert this kind of data source is like this. Now I'll just try to create a new Excel file. So I will open up a new Excel file. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these options, which is, see here, basically in the not this one, I'm sorry, let me go back here, the data option. The data ribbon has a lot of options in Excel file, like from access, from web, from text, from other sources, and so on. So in this particular case, I'm going to select here, because I know that the file is in the CSV file. So I'll close this one. I'll try to go to the data ribbon, and I will try to select from, say, from here, where is it, from from web, I can select this one, maybe from text. Yeah, from text option. Now if I go into the download, and I will go to the students dropout and data.csv file. So once I select this file, I'll click import. So all I did was I clicked on from text, I selected the CSV because from text allows me to import .prn, .txt, .csv file. So I'll click import. Now it will give me the option. By default, it's trying to recognize the delimited, that it is delimited. We know that it's a delimited with a semicolon. So here it's not tab, it's actually semicolon. As you can see, we need to select the semicolon. If you don't select, you see this is the raw data we downloaded. So we click semicolon and then we click next, and now we click next and finish. Now it's okay, fine, in the worksheet 1. So the data is now successfully saved in a proper CSV format, as you can see that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to save this file as browse. So I will try to save this in today's YouTube folder. So basically like that is converting data file types to CSV. Okay, so I will try to give this name book. Okay, book.csv file, comma separated file, CSV, book.csv. So I have converted this file into book.csv. I will try to do the same thing again with another format, just to show you multiple examples. If I download the diabetes dataset, if I click here download, what it is going to do is basically, if you go into the downloads, the diabetes, and if I go into the diabetes data, it will give me number of different files like this. So I'll just select the first one, because this is a completely different file. This is not a CSV file. Now I need to get the data from out of this one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the same step. So I'm going to open up Excel file, a new Excel file, and then I'm going to click on the data ribbon, and then from other from say text file. I think it's not text file. Let's try, let's give it a try. So diabetes data, yeah, it's not a text file. So from other sources, I believe it is from Microsoft, from text. I try again from text. Sorry. So all files, I'll select all files. I'll select data 01. So all I did was, instead of having this limited, I selected all files. So data-01, I click that one. Now again, I'm going to do the same thing. So I select delimited. Next, it has this particular data is separated with tab. You see there the space, the tab. So click next, finish. Now yes, in the first Excel file, click OK. Now you can see that the data is very nicely separated in a different file. If you want, you can even write the headers here. I don't know what are the dates here. I think it's the date. I think it looks like time. I'll say column 1, and then the second one is column 2. Okay, so I'm going to save this file now. So I got 4 columns, 4 new columns. So file, save as, browse, and then I'm going to save this file as well in my today's YouTube video, so which is how to convert the data files. So I'm going to save again in the CSV file. So I will call it as, say for example, diabetes data, right? So I'll say book, it's fine, book, okay, book 2. So this is the diabetes, so d book 2, d book, fine. So save. So I just saved right now 2 different files from 2 different formats. So now that we have already done that, this step, now the next step is basically like, we have done this one. So next step is basically to read the data in our Visual Studio Code. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up the Visual Studio Code. I'm going to open the projects folder, any folder basically, but I know that I have saved that files in today's video, which is how to handle convert data files to CSV. Select folder. This is the place where I have saved those 2 files. As you can see there, those 2 files. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new Python file, say read csv file dot ipynb. Now I'm going to basically I will try to delete or create a markdown. So today's this video is for showing how to read data from how to convert different file type into CSV and read in Visual Studio Code. So I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to make it bold and click tick. So this is basically what it is. Now the first thing we need is to import the libraries. So for this particular lab, we just need one library, which is import pandas as PD. So basically this is basically what it is. I click yes, or I can even click run all. So Python environment, Python file. So that is basically the first line of piece of code. So I have simply executed this one, and then once it has done, so I can basically go and start reading those files. For example, data framework, I store the results in data framework is equal to PD, which is for pandas dot read underscore CSV. See there, you can also use different formats, but I'm just showing you the CSV for now. So read CSV, and the name of the file we have given here is, say for example, book.csv. This is basically what I'm referring here, book.csv. That is what we converted. So book.csv, I'm going to click run. Now the data is stored in the data framework. Now I can go there and I can start reading the data framework. For example, data framework.describe. So if I just click on describe, I can see that all the data is perfectly available. So this is how you can read the data. This data basically we read from what I remember, it was in a different format, which was like this, like not this one, like this. So when the data is like this, you don't know how to convert. Basically, you really need to split the data into columns based on the separator, and that's how we separated the data. We saved into a CSV file, and then we were able to read the data here. So that's basically how you read the data here. See the marital status and so on. So this is the one thing, and there was one more data set we converted, and that was another format which was in file, and we converted that data as well into this kind of format. So we can read that one as well. Again, I will read again, data framework 2 equals to pd dot read underscore CSV, and this time, sorry, in CSV. Now the name of the file is diabetes book2.csv. So that's the file. You can click run, and now you can actually again do the same thing, data framework 2 dot describe, or even you can say head to return me the top n records. So dot head. So this is how basically the data can be read. So this data is how we were able to read from the different formats. Now what I have shown you here is just two formats, but in literally in a sense, you can actually import the data in different formats, be it in .data, .json, .xml, .txt, whatever the format you have. And if you really want to convert the data into a nice CSV file, you can use this ribbon. And then once you convert the data into ribbon, and then it makes it's a piece of cake to basically view the data like this. Or you can even view the data like this, say for example, open with CSV file. It's okay, this is the trial license. So you see here, this is the data set. So you are you can view the data like this, and it makes life really easy to have the data in a CSV file, nicely comma separated file. And then you can easily read the data set, and you can do the rest of the tasks, whatever you want to do from here. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day.